So what are some of the items that I carry in my personal EDC? Let's talk about it on today's episode. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel, and as always, thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So on today's episode of Nique Tan Chats, I won't be doing a magic, no, and mentalism review because nobody has asked me to do a review of any kind. And also the items that I've personally bought for myself, they haven't arrived yet. Okay, there have been, I don't know, delays in shipping. But in the spirit of trying to keep things moving on this channel, I figured, I would just try to put up some content for you guys anyway. So, in trying to keep this thing going, I actually asked on Instagram, on an Instagram story, for some suggestions, right, about what I could talk about, about magic or mentalism in general on my channel. So right off the bat, all right, thank you to all of you who responded to my question, all right, who gave me a response, all 37 of you. Okay, not a big number, right? But it still helped nonetheless. I still appreciate it. There were just so many questions all over the place, They range from method to effects and suggestions for things and stuff. And it was really difficult to kind of categorize, However, almost half of you asked about what was my EDC, all right, or my everyday carry, the stuff that I would, have on myself whenever I was out and about, so that I would be prepared to perform at a moment's notice. Now, before anything else, I'm going to say that, I don't know, some of you might be kind of disappointed, all right, with the stuff that I carry out, because I don't really carry with me, the latest and greatest gadgets, Everything I carry is really just minimalistic, just the very, very basic things, because, based on my personal frequency of performing in such situations, all right, I don't really need that much, all right, on me. So what I have is enough, and I can't see, why I would need anything more, unless, of course, if I brought this out, in which case then I just simply can't see. But yeah, the EDC, well, it's become quite popular as of late, I think. Everyone is interested to find out, hey, what is your EDC, right? It's like they want to find out what it is you carry, and so that I can compare with what I carry as well. And I understand, that many magicians do need to feel like they are armed to the teeth, right? Just to perform at a moment's notice, right? They're just ready to go and just perform anytime, anywhere. However, that being said, I'm quite shocked actually at some of the things that I see people carry as their EDC, right? There's just so much stuff that some of you guys are carrying out there, and well, I mean, if it fits into your lifestyle, then by all means go ahead. I think whatever works for you, right? But personally for me, EDC to me just means carrying really basic things that I know I can perform and I can depend on enough, all right, to make a strong impression, without having to kind of depend on my actual show material. And I've been there, right, in that stage where, I just pack so much on myself, even though I'm just going out casually to meet friends and stuff like that. I just pack so much on myself, and then at the end of the evening, I find that, I've not been asked to perform at all, and I go home feeling just a little bit silly, I suppose, that I've brought so many things, but I didn't get the opportunity to perform. And then, even if I was asked to perform, these days especially, right, the most I would do is probably 2 routines, just one or two things, right? I mean, I don't want to perform so much, right? Because I think, people in general, I think they find that, magic and mentalism is interesting, I suppose, especially if friends of friends, they find out that you're a magician, and they just, they're asked to see something, right? They're just generally interested in you. However, I think, if you start just performing non-stop, right, and you start doing a whole, not just effect after effect after effect, right? Effect becomes a routine becomes a set, and then a couple of sets later it becomes a full show. I think it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable, So I think EDC to me it just means, enough material to fill up just those moments where I just need one or two things in order to kind of perform and kind of establish my character, and it's enough to tell people at least what I do. So just to give you guys a bit of context, right? I mean, if you don't know the kind of work I do, I perform mainly as a stage performer, a stage mentalist, right? So I only do a stage show. I don't perform close-up magic professionally anymore. I used to, I used to work, mingling and restaurants and things like that. But for personal reasons, I've stopped and I've just focused on my stage show. That being said, I still do enjoy close-up performances, the intimate kind of nature of it. And so whenever the opportunity arises to perform casually, I still will jump at the opportunity. And so, the stuff that I carry out on myself every day, I mean, if you know me, right, I go out with a haversack, a backpack of sorts, okay? And in there I carry, all my daily things. And my magic EDC, Mentalism Magic EDC, is just this, okay? These are just the only things I carry in my backpack, and I'm ready to perform, just a number of items that are pretty strong, I think. So let's talk about them really quickly, all right? This is a Sharpie, all right? It is used to write. Yeah. And then on top of the Sharpie, I will have with me a deck of playing cards. These are in mnemonica, all right? They're also readers, okay? Because when I perform card magic these days, especially in casual situations, I love, performing any card at any number. All right, ACAN. In fact, there are a couple of videos on me or on YouTube as well, performing, any card at any number, in really casual situations. I love doing that trick. And another routine that I really enjoy performing, for casual situations is a routine by Luch, all right, called Intuitive AI, I believe. I love performing that routine. And that routine fits in nicely with the stack as well that I use, all right? In fact, if I were to go into that routine, I would just have to kind of destroy part of the stack, and I would just work with a partial stack at that point. Alright, so deck of cards, any card, any number, Intuitive AI, those are the two routines that I usually love to perform for lay people. If I really do need to go into more traditional, kind of visual kinds of magic, I can, alright? If I were to just go into a Triumph or an Ambitious card, then I would just, destroy the stack. Next up, I have this little pouch, okay? Now inside this pouch, I have, first of all, a pendulum. Okay, so a pendulum. Now I love using a pendulum for close-up work especially. So I just keep one with me, and it's a great piece to perform, with lay people, especially if they haven't, kind of experienced this kind of thing before. It's a really, really kind of strong piece to perform, right? If you haven't tried, doing pendulum work, I strongly urge you to try it, and you will see the kind of strength that it has on lay people. On top of the pendulum, inside the pouch, I also have a stack of blank index cards, all right, with a rubber band just wrapped around. Now, with this stack alone, there are just so many routines that I can perform, all right? Close-up mind-reading routines, just set at a table with a spectator. Now, some of the routines that I do, okay, include The Art of Knowing, okay, by Louis Laval. So if you don't know Art of Knowing, you can check that out. Okay, it's a multiple spectator kind of a psychometry mind-reading routine. And then another routine that I perform with this stack is inspired by a routine by Scott Creasy, okay, in his routine called the Psychometric Envelopes. Okay, now I've done away with the envelopes and I just performed the routine with this deck, okay, of blank cards, and along with the pendulum as well. Okay, I do believe he briefly discussed this routine in an online lecture of his that I attended. So yeah, just this stack of cards alone, between the work of Scott Creasy and Louis Laval, you have just so much that you can do with this already. Next up, all right, my wallet. Okay, now this isn't a magic wallet of any kind. Okay, so I mean, sorry to disappoint you guys if you thought that I was going to be carrying like an Orphic or a Shadow wallet or something like that. This is just my regular wallet, okay, which I've just kept in a couple of things that I can do, off the cuff if I wanted to, right? So in fact, I haven't looked at some of these for a while. Okay, so I'm just going to look at it. Okay, so I have with me Extreme Burn. Okay, Extreme Burn, Richard Sanders, Paper to Money, a crowd pleaser. Okay, I've been using it since like, I don't know, 2008, I think, all right? Crowd pleaser, definite EDC. Okay, you have to have that in your wallet. Also, oh yes, I have with me a stack of ESP cards, all right? These are the everyday ESP cards, okay, from Paul Canazzo, which I have previously reviewed in a previous episode as well, so you can check out that episode. 10 of these cards just measure like, I don't know, 2 millimeters. They fit just nicely into the wallet. And with this set of cards, I can do, you know, an ESP matchup routine or do a readings kind of a routine as well. So next up, I also carry with me a bill. Okay, on this bill, I actually have inside the bill actually just some things that are written on it. There's Tom Cruise. I'm not sure if you can see that. Tom Cruise, coffee, and Japan. This bill is a bill that I use for a routine by Drew Beckenstoss. Okay, that is called the Common Sense Prediction. Okay, a really fun prediction to do. Uses multiple spectators. You can find that in his book. All right, The Architect of the Mind. Now, I really love the look of, you know, stuff being written on bills. So I have another $50 bill actually with a prediction that says you will think of experiment. Okay, the word experiment. Now this bill is a bill that I use for a routine by Caleb Wade. All right, it was published in an ebook of his called 3. All right, it is a routine that I also use in conjunction with DFB. All right, digital force bag on the phone, which I can't show you now because, you know, I'm using it to record the video. Also, moving along, I also have, yes, I have Pick 6. Okay, Pick 6 is a lottery prediction routine. I can't show that to you, unfortunately, but I do have it set up inside my wallet. Pick 6 is a routine by Carl Irwin. I previously, you know, reviewed it on my channel as well, so you can have a look at that. Also, I have with me Will to Read, of course. All right, this is a routine that I really love a lot. Okay, Will to Read. Just the card as well as the, you know, the slip, the page. All right, they fit inside this envelope, and this, of course, again, just fits into the wallet. And I think I do have other things as there's a lot of stuff in this, isn't there? There is okay, just some more blank index cards for me to just do quick, I don't know, 1 billet routines. All right, and also I have with me, let's have a look here inside the other compartment. Yeah, some of these other pocket mentalism cards as well. This one is actually Paul Canazzo's. I know the name. Lexicology. That's it. Lexicology. I have not done this in a while. So if I were to try to do it again, I do need to revise it, I think. And then there is also this card, which is the Thought Association card. Okay, the name of the creator kind of escapes me right now, but I will flash it on the screen right here. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I carry in my regular wallet. Okay, as you can tell, it's really just a regular wallet. Okay, not a magic wallet of any kind. But yeah, you know, that really is just what I carry with me every day. You know, in my backpack. You know, again, just a pendulum, a deck of cards. You know, all the stuff that I have in my regular wallet. A stack of these blank cards with a rubber band, and also a Sharpie. All right, just these things. And yeah, I'm ready to just perform like 1 or 2 things anytime, anywhere that, you know, I have an interested participant. So yeah, that's all for today's episode. You know, that's really what I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions about any of the things that I've shared with you, do leave your questions in the comment section down below. And also do let me know, right, in the comment section if you found this kind of an episode helpful, you know, because there were many other questions, you know, with regard to, like, you know, pre-show work. All right, pre-show work. There's also like questions on scripting, you know, and creating like routines, and, you know, staging a show, like routining things together, effects and things like that. So there were many other questions, but they were kind of like all over the place, and I wasn't sure how to, you know, go about putting them into one episode, right? So I just decided to do this episode today because the EDC just seemed to be quite, you know, a popular kind of a question. So yeah, you know, any questions, comments, suggestions, do put them in the description box down below. As always, guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's episode and got something out of it. Till the next episode, do take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Tan Chats.